It's important that we surround ourselves with the right people.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
What about all those people from the wife that we don't want to live anymore?
Yeah.
When we forget about where we came from.
Yeah.
What do we do with those people that care about us or we care about them? Can you live in both worlds?
So I feel like you can't necessarily, you can live in both worlds, but you can't thrive in both worlds. Once you start splitting yourself to say, okay, I'm going to be over here, then I'm going to be over here, I can't fully give myself to anything. So that's how we get the people who are jack of all trades and master of none, right? Now, the flip side of this, the rest of that quote says, but it's better to be a jack of all trades, actually, but and a master of none. So, but it's in the space of understanding that I have to come to a point in a position where I have to make a choice for me to where purpose becomes important to me, right? I can't do anything with anybody who I can try to give you all the motivational tactics in the world. I can give you all of the insight. I can give you all of the wisdom. I can give you numbers, statistics. I can show you based on your history and the people that you're around and show you people who are thriving in your same situations. I can give you all of that. But if you don't want it, I can't want it for you.
Did you learn all this?
Yes. I learned all of it through my own lived experiences, but I was more so of the one, I don't have to see it for myself. If you tell me it's a dog outside this door, rabid dog, running around biting people, I don't have to go out there to see it. I'm going to take your word for it. So being around people and situations to where I was always a sponge, because I wanted to learn, because when you're motivated to win, you're more so focused on processes and strategies. How can I win? How can I be effective here? So I always had that sort of innate behavior in me that was driving me to be the version of me that was always thriving. So that's, I think for me, having both that desire and my lived experiences only heightened it even more. Right. And then, I grew up in a single parent household, so I had an extra motivation there too. I wanted to be able to take care of my mother, wanted to be able to take care of my family.
You know what those stats are about being raised in a single parent household, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
About that, if you listen to what they are, because they're stacked against
absolutely
kids, but you're not supposed to be sitting here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how?
Well, one, I feel like that I live by a different creed because I believe heavily in the power of faith and in what I stand on. And I know that I within myself can't accomplish anything. But it's my faith, it's my belief, it's trusting in God and knowing that whatever is going to be for me will be. It sort of releases a level of anxiety or anxiousness, because I feel like anxiety comes into place when I take ownership of my direction, or I'm trying to take ownership of the timing. Like I feel like it needs to happen here, happen this way. And if it doesn't go this way, then my life isn't thriving and I'm not in a space where I'm operating at my highest potential. But I think everything comes back down to a foundation of faith. Whatever you believe, either you believe in your ability to accomplish your goal, you believe in the fact that you were created on purpose, with purpose, and for purpose. If you get to a place where you are unable to believe in anything, then that's that danger zone, because then you're now susceptible to the labels that people put on you. You're susceptible to your environment. You're susceptible to your friends. You're susceptible to the things that have been passed down in your bloodline. Okay, well, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, all of them were alcoholics, so I guess I'm supposed to be. You need future friends.
Right.
You need people who won't allow you to make a momentary reaction in the present and forfeit your future. Because if I don't have language or insight, if we're best friends and I don't have language or insight to where you're headed, when you want to make a split decision, they say, you know what, if you want, you can have it. I'm tired of her. Or you should leave her. Oh, I'm tired of this company. Just sell it. I forfeit everything by listening to people who don't have language for my future. And we get so stuck around people because of So I'll give you a little tidbit. So my next book is a leadership book, and there's a chapter in it. It's called Drinking and Pouring. And we get so sucked into the cycle of wanting to drink from places that we're supposed to pour in, because I get comfortable with this flow. So I'm pouring into you, and because you have proximity to me, I think that you're supposed to reciprocate. So then what happens is that I'm pouring into you, but then when you try to pour it back into me, it's diluted. So now what I'm getting back from you is just a warped version of what I gave to you. And if I make a decision based on the warped version of information that I've given you, then I warp my whole future. So that's why it's important to be able to identify, where am I supposed to drink and where am I supposed to pour? Because if I keep going back to the same places to trying to get, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So if I don't surround myself with people who won't let me settle, then every single day when life doesn't go right, they will let me settle for the version of life that best suits, honestly, and a lot of times that best suits them. Because if they're comfortable with this version of you on this level, when you start to strive for more, then you'll start to hear some of that negativity. I don't know. I can't surround myself with people who are I don't knowers. I need people around me who, if I say, you know what, I'm feeling like this, I have an urge, I want to open up this new business, I'm ready to open up, I'm ready to go down this lane, explore this venture. Okay, let's do it. Let's figure it out, what we need to do.
How long do you have to plan in advance to be intentional about surrounding yourself with those people?
So for me, I had to make a hard shift, right? Because, like I said, awareness and exposure. When I realized that the people around me, although they may have been good people, were not good for my future, I then had to make an abrupt shift, because if I allowed it to linger and try to say, hey, I think, now there were some people I had conversations with, some people I just had to walk away from, because every time I give access to people who have no desire to see me win in the future, I give them opportunity to start swaying me off of my decision. So I start having these conversations, and I'm like, I feel like I just kind of need to go this way. Well, I mean, do you really? I mean, we've known each other for 15 years. Yeah, I know, man. Then they start to guilt trip you. Oh, come on, man. We grew up together. Like, we played in the sandbox together. Now you want to try to. Sometimes I just got to make a hard shift. But when you get to that place where you know that you need to make a change, I feel like for those who don't have the strength to have those conversations, is if you just strategically start saying no more often, you'll start seeing people weed themselves out. If you literally just start strategically saying no. Hey, we're going out tonight. You want to go? Nope. Oh, well, come on. We always go out. No, I can't. Okay, cool. Then the next night, hey, man, you want to go out tonight? Nah.
They stop calling.
They stop asking.
Yep.
So if you strategically start implementing no's, they'll do the work for you.
Just become really boring.
Yeah. and most people don't, because we have such an over obsession with time and a fear of missing out. So people want to say, okay, if I don't go, what am I going to miss? If I don't get out there, they're going to have a good time, and then I'm not, because I'm looking at now versus in a minute.
How deep do you go on this on the people really close to you?
I feel like it's necessary all the way down to your family members, because when you realize that every single moment matters, I could love you, but from a distance, because I can't give my moments to you thinking that I'll have another moment. If these are my only moments, I can't waste them surrounded by people who doubt, who have uncertainty, who talk negative. I don't even allow negative talkers around me. I can't. It's literally, I start itching. It's like I break out in hives. I need to move into another room, because energy is contagious. So I love you, and I've had family members. I love you. We're blood. But this is where I'm headed. And it is not a comfortable thing to do. One of the hardest things I had to do was walk away from some friends who I really had deep relationship with. Like we spent 10, 15 years like growing together and building, and these were my homies, these were my brothers, but I'm going this way. And it doesn't happen overnight, but the way that you continuously reinforce that thought is you have to continuously keep exposing yourself to future opportunities, to future atmosphere. Because what happens is we'll have this one-off moment of enlightenment. Everything is, oh, great. I see purpose. I see clearly. I need to make a change. And so then I go back and try to make a change. And then after I try to make that one change, I don't go back and fill that tank again. So then I make that change and it shifts, and then now I'm left with a void. So then now I've removed something, but I haven't replaced it. So now I got a void, and then eventually I start venturing back.
You know what's so tough for most people to be around guys like you?
What?
That if you go into the depths on multiple subjects of who William Jackson is, they're going to feel like it's mixed messages.
Okay.
But it's not.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be an intentional approach to life. Because I saw an interview with someone where you talked about I'm in too deep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes people in their relationships in life, they're going to think, man, I can't do that. I'm in too deep. However, what you know and you found out, if you don't disconnect from that person,
yeah,
you're going to stay right where you're at.
Yeah.
However, if you've got a commitment you need to make to your wife to go somewhere,
yeah,
you got to be committed to go all the way.
Absolutely.
How do we deal with these things?
So I treat every scenario as a blank canvas, right? Because there's no universal law for anything other than you're going to live and die, right? So being able to apply the fact that when I'm in too deep in the areas of my purpose and destiny, my pursuit of who I'm supposed to be, I give an analogy in the book about a marathon runner who trained for months, and you run half of a marathon, you catch a cramp. Okay, I got to figure it out. What am I going to do? Am I going to stop? Am I going to turn around and try to walk all the way back after all the progress I've made? Or do I push through? Do I trust my training? Do I realize I am in too deep in this race for me to throw in the towel? Now, there are certain things that I can't throw in the towel in, where I can't, where I have to make the choice of, okay, is this a scenario that I can disconnect from because of the toxicity, right? Is this a scenario to where if I stay here, it's going to kill my purpose? That's using the same analogy of a marathon runner, right? If I am running the marathon on hot coals, maybe I need to switch tracks, right? Then maybe I need to stop and say, or if I'm running and I have the wrong shoes on, or if I need to make some adjustments, right? But if I have trained and I'm prepared and I'm pursuing my purpose and destiny, I get so far into it, and there's always going to be a moment where it's going to say, okay, life has happened. Now you got to make a choice.